And what's good, YouTube? This your boy, Coach Donte, in the building with you guys, man. Please comment, like, and subscribe on this video, man. Shout out to the Sports Empire Network, man. Shout out to everybody that support the channel. Shout out to everybody that support the Empire Sports Network and the Coach Donte YouTube. Shout out to everybody, man. Thank you guys for always tuning into the live streams whenever we have live streams. Thank you guys for watching the videos, for whoever watching the videos, man. Let's get right into the nitty-gritty. The Houston Texans have hired Demeco Ryans. It is a 6-year deal for Demeco Ryans and Houston Texans, man. I am proud. I am excited to be a Houston Texan fan. The whole fan base is rocking and rolling. The whole fan base, the media, ESPN was even excited for us. Demeco Ryans is a great person, is a great coach. He had the top defense in the National Football League this year with the San Francisco 49ers. He led his team to the NFC Championship. Had some great players on that defensive side of the ball that he developed. Fred Warner came out emotionally and spoke about Demeco Ryans. He knew it was his last time being in San Francisco, and he gave Demeco Ryans all the credit for developing him. So give credit to Demeco Ryans, man. Demeco Ryans is a great defensive coordinator. Robert Saleh left the 49ers, who was a great defensive coordinator over there, to go to the New York Jets, which is he turned the organization around this year. The only thing they kind of lacking is the quarterback situation, pretty much. But they got some good young exciting pieces over there. Demeco Ryans is the best hire out there outside of Sean Payton. You can argue that. But again, we didn't have to spend draft picks to get this guy. Demeco Ryans, wanted to come here. He turned down the Denver Broncos organization not once but twice and said no to them just to come to Houston, to be back home. He turned down the Indianapolis Colts. He turned down, the Arizona Cardinals, and he wanted to come here. Again, a lot of people say we are a dumpster fire. Kyle McNair needs to sell the team, but we got the best guy out there. And it proves that coaches wanted to come here. Yes, we know that we fired 2 head coaches fired 2 head coaches within 2 years, 2 black coaches at that. But now we got a 3rd black coach. I think it's going to take a little time for Demeco Ryans. And I think the organization, by giving him that 6-year deal, is committed to him. I think he's committed to rebuilding this Texans franchise the way he wants to. He's going to have a lot of say-so within the 11 draft picks that we got. He's going to have a lot of say-so within the free agents that he wants to come join his team. He's going to have a say-so what quarterback we're going to choose in the draft and what defensive players, offensive line players that he wants on this team. Demeco Ryans going to have a lot of say-so. Again, give credit to McNair, again, for putting his foot down and taking back a hold of his organization and saying, I'm going to be a part of the coaching hire. I'm going to make sure we hire the right head coach for this team. And that's exactly what they went out there and did. They got the right head coach for this team. And David Culley, Lovie Smith, again, it may seem like they got a raw deal. Yes, it may seem like they had nothing to work with. But the team was good enough to win games this year. A lot of that hurts was our offense this year, averaged 17 points per game in our ability to stop the run. We averaged 17 points per game this year. We didn't get it done on the offensive side, and we couldn't stop the run. Now, for us, the secondary, we were actually good in the secondary. Secondary was not really an issue this year. Secondary really played well. Steven Nelson really played well. Derek Stingley played well. Jalen Petrie was a monster out there. Christian Harris, when he came back, was a monster out there. The defensive line wasn't great. Jonathan Green-Gardner took a step back. I think Demeco Ryans' motivation, Demeco Ryans' ability to set a new standard, a new culture for this team, and I believe he's going to turn some players into some very good players. Imagine when Jalen Petrie can do now Now that Demeco Ryans is getting a hold of him. Imagine if Derek Stingley stays healthy, what he can do when Demeco Ryans get a hold of him. Imagine Demeco Ryans can get the best out of the players on this team, like a Thomas Booker, Jonathan Green Gennard, if he wants to stay. To be honest, I would actually still trade Brandon Cooks. If Brandon Cooks come out and say, I want to be here now, all of a sudden Demeco Ryans, I will still be honest and trade him. He didn't want to be here last year. He had to get the captain thing snatched off his shirt because he wasn't acting like one. I will still trade him and just get a wide receiver in the draft. I would get a wide receiver in the draft like a Jordan Addison or a Jalen Hyde in probably the second round. I like Quentin Johnston. I think Quentin Johnston is a solid player. I think he's a very good player, but I prefer a Jordan Addison or a Jalen Hyde better than a Quentin Johnston. Just me. I'll be okay with Quentin Johnston, but I feel like we got a possession receiver if Nico Collins can stay healthy. I prefer another speedster wide receiver who can get open in coverage, rather if that's Jalen Hyde or Jordan Addison as well. And we got John Mechie coming back. So we're going to have some pieces on the offensive side of the ball. Demeco Ryans is going to have some say-so in the quarterback situation. We got 11 draft picks this year. This is more than enough for Demeco Ryans to turn this situation around. And matter of fact, the AFC South, they're not that damn good. This division is not that damn good. Yes, no disrespect to Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson had a great season. You see how much coaching Imprimex unlocked this team potential. Doug Peterson was definitely it. Urban Meyer wasn't it. So this team went from worst to first. Who's to say we can't do the same? Yes, the Colts got some good defensive side of the ball pieces. Yes, they got some potential on offense. They're missing the quarterback. And Demeco Ryans going to have a lot of say-so who he wants on his team, who he wants drafted, who he wants in the free agency block. He's going to definitely have a lot of say-so what he wants on his team. But I am proud and happy to have Demeco Ryans as the head coach of this team. And again, Lovie Smith, David Culley, they didn't have much to work with. I get it. But again, a fire needs to be made at the same time. A fire needs to be made. Because when you don't have players that respect you, when you lose the locker room, that's what Lovie Smith did and David Culley did, when you lose the locker room, that's a problem. When you're ignoring the coaching staff and, not even listening and taking a word and being a stubborn head coach like Lovie Smith was, that's a problem in the organization. So before people start critiquing the organization, get notes first. Before you start putting out false information that you really don't know. Take notes from a Texan fan. Like I say, I'm not a Denver fan, so I'm not going to come out and just say what was going on in the organization. People are going to go by what they heard, but it doesn't mean it's actually knowledgeable. And people go as far, Bob McNair needs to sell the team. This is our only third rebuild. This is only our third rebuild, going on our third rebuilding season. And we got the best head coaching candidate. Obviously, Denver wanted him. He didn't want to go to Denver. He wanted to come here. The Cardinals wanted him. He didn't want to go to Arizona. He chose Houston. So obviously, we can get head coaches. We had head coaches that interviewed, like a Jonathan Gannon. He's a good defensive coordinator. He has the top defense in the National Football League. Ben Johnson interviewed. So we had coaches that wanted to come here. But Demeco Ryans chose us. And Demeco Ryans, outside of Sean Payton, was the best head coach throughout this whole coaching carousel. And we got the best one. So at the end of the day, I'm happy. Houston fans is happy. I'm excited, man. I looked at ESPN all night, man. I'm very excited, bro. And I feel like this is going to be a much improved season for us. I feel like we got the right head coach of this team. I feel like the roster is going to improve. And Demeco Ryans is going to set a standard, culture. He's going to put the players on the field in a great position to make this team successful. And it's going to start in the draft in the free agency season. That's where it's going to start at. So I'm going to read y'all Demeco Ryans statistics as a player. And we're going to go ahead and get up out of here. It's about 6:30 in the morning. Man, appreciate y'all for watching this video. That's going to watch this video on my channel in the Empire Sports Network. So let's get right into it. 2006, the Houston Texans drafted Demeco Ryans. He won the Defensive Rookie of the Year. 156 tackles, 26 of them was solo tackles. 3.5 sacks. He had the 1 interception. 2007, he had 128 tackles. He was an All-Pro, and he had the captain on his shirt, so he was already named the captain at that time. 2008, 112 tackles, 86 of them was solo. 2009, 123 tackles, 93 of them solo. 2010, only played in 6 games. He ruptured his Achilles, and that he ruptured his Achilles at that time. 54 tackles, 32 of them were solo. 2011, 64 tackles. So, yep, the Houston Texans, he kind of fell apart, after the Achilles injury. Then he was traded to the Philadelphia Eagles, where he had played 16 games, 113 tackles, and he had 86 of them solo. 2012, he had 127 tackles, 102 of them were solo. And 2014, 45, 2015, 49 tackles. When he ruptured his Achilles tendon, that kind of hampered his career and shortened his career. Overall, he played in 9 seasons. Demeco Ryans played in 9 seasons. He became a linebackers coach in San Francisco, and he became a full defensive coordinator. Now he is the Houston Texans' 6th head coach, and I'm proud to have Demeco Ryans as a head coach, man. So shout out to everybody, Texans Nation. Shout out to the Sports Empire Network. This is Coach Donte from the Sports Empire Network. Comment, like, and subscribe for let me know what y'all thoughts and y'all think of this head coaching hire right here, Demeco Ryans. I'm excited. I am happy to be a Texan fan. Win, lose, or draw, no matter how many wins they got. They can have no wins. I still will be a Houston fan. And like I say again, Houston Texans got the best head coach out there in the market. And shout out to McNair for making this happen, and Nick Caserio for making this happen. And thank you, Demeco Ryans. Welcome home to the Houston Texans. Coach Donte, Sports Empire Network. I'm out of here. Much love. Peace.